This clip of the Texas Bucket List is brought to you by Spirit of Texas Bank, Slovacek Sausage, Germania Insurance, TX Burger, and RV Source. Howdy, and welcome back to the Texas Bucket List. You know, when it comes to the holiday season here in the Lone Star State, nothing is better than some pecan pie. And during the fall, pecan picking is at its peak. That's why we headed to the Royalty Pecan Farms in the Brazos Valley. On a brisk fall afternoon, the full foliage produced by a row of pecan trees can be the perfect setting on a pretty Texas day. It's quite the relaxing experience for visitors. But what would it be like to run something that you think runs itself?
It can be hectic, but this is, it's not fast-paced at all.
Andy Sherrod is a tamer of these trees, and he's been the orchard manager at Royalty Pecan Farms for 30 years.
Did you ever think when you got this job you'd be here 30 years?
Well, I'd hoped I would.
Sitting on 500 acres, just a few feet from the Brazos River, you'll find thousands of the official state trees of Texas, producing plenty of pecans.
This aisle goes on, what is that, a half mile?
We have rows that are a mile long and some that are just as short as 3 trees. And so it varies as we go through the orchard. But with the 14,000 trees that we do have here, that's a lot of trees.
Yeah.
You know, it'll stretch at the spacing we have from here to Austin if it were all in one straight line. So it is one long tree row.
This orchard all got started in the late 70s, and thanks to the soil that surrounds the area, the pecan trees have thrived, turning what was once a cotton field into what feels like a forest.
This soil was laid down over hundreds of years of the river overflowing its banks and laying down multiple layers of silty loam. Deep, well-drained soil, and pecans thrive in it.
As the nuts fall to the floor, it's a sign that the harvest season is upon us. And Texas alone produces 60 million pounds of pecans each year.
Take a look at this tree right here. This is a really good example of what we like to see. Look at all those clusters in there. You know, we've got that cluster, that. Most of these growing terminals have got clusters of pecans on them, and not just 1 or 2. This one has 3. This one's got 1, 2, 3. This one's got 5. That one's got a couple, and so they're not just single nuts per cluster. It's multiple nuts per cluster, and that's a really good tree. And this tree looks healthy too, so it's plenty healthy enough to produce that size crop. Those pecans will fall right out on the ground, and we'll just pick them right up and take them to the barn.
I can't get over how many pecans are on this thing. I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah, this is really good. We got the healthy foliage and the heavy crop. That combination is just stellar right there.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the best part, you can snack as you explore. Just be sure to use the correct cracking method.
I've been using my teeth.
Oh no, save your teeth. You put them like that and you just squeeze them until they crack. Not till they're crushed, but just cracked, and you can kind of turn it around like that, and then lo and behold, oh look at that. That's a beautiful kernel. Look at that, bright meat, good quality. That's what we like to see. That baby's ready to eat. You're doing all right. You'll make it. I'll give you a year.
It may be one tough nut to crack, but eventually there is a payoff.
Cheers.
Cheers, here.
Hey. Amazing.
Oh, they're great. Yeah.
Right off the ground.
I can't eat one. I gotta eat 2.
These trees are native to Texas, and they've been an important part to people in these parts for thousands of years. Hence the reason they have names like Cheyenne, Wichita, and Choctaw. And while most think of pies when it comes to pecans, there's actually a plethora of other purposes.
Howdy. I'm good. How are you doing?
I hear you got nuts for sale.
We've got a few. We've also got some flavored pecans, some coffee, some jams and jelly, and pies, of course.
Woo-hoo.
Over in the Royalty Pecan Visitor Center, you can find pecans procured in ways you never pondered.
So we've got sweetly peppered, Cajun thyme, royalty roast, Kahlua kick, Senna pecan, Vermont, coco caliente, coco mocha, coco leche, dulce de leche, take time, which is savory, Tex-Mix, which is also savory, and then one of my personal favorites is cranberry crunch. This is one of the more unique things that we have, pecan oil.
Pecan oil?
Mm-hmm.
From a car?
No, that would kill it. It's great for sauteing because it has a very high smoke point. It is also great as a dipping oil. I like to use it for dipping my bread in. It's just as healthy as olive oil, but more versatile because of the higher smoke point.
So stop by for a savory snack and take some time to walk amongst the trees of Texas to get an appreciation for what it takes to make the nut Texans go nutty for.
Takes one to grow one, I guess.